Parshat Beshalach is known for the very famous Shira Hayam, the famous song of the Jewish people sing after the miraculous miracle of the splitting of the sea. And indeed, the Shabbos is referred to as Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of song, in remembrance of this song that Klal Yisrael sang. And indeed, our rabbis tell us that this song, which we say every day, one who says it with simcha, one who says it with joy, mochlim lo kol avonosav, then their sins are forgiven. I'd like to focus in on one pasuk in the Shira. It's a verse that we looked at a number of years ago, and I'd like to take a look at it from a different perspective this year, Mirz Hashem, and that's the beauty of learning, that we can come back to the same idea over and over and uncover new and precious ideas. The pasuk says in the second pasuk, "The might and vengeance of Hashem was salvation for me. Ozi v'zimratka vayhi li lishua." This is my God, and literally I will glorify Him. Zeh keli ve'anvehu, Elokei avi va'aromenhu. The God of my father, and I will exalt Him. So the major question, major focus I'd like to have, Mirz Hashem, in today's shir, is to understand, what does Zeh keli ve'anvehu mean? This is my God, and I will exalt Him. We know that our rabbis offer quite a number of interpretations. I'd like to focus in on three and try to understand each in its own right. Interpretation number one, va'anvehu, is Onkelos and Rashi from the word naveh, a home. It means that I will make for Hashem a sanctuary. Zeh keli, this is my God, va'anvehu, and I will create a Beis Hamikdash, a naveh, a home that God will reside within. Another interpretation in source number two, naveh comes from to beautify, and this is where our rabbis learn, et noah lefana b'mitzvos. I will beautify the mitzvos. You should have an esrog noah, tefillah noah, a sukkah noah, that when I have mitzvos, it should be done in the most beautiful way possible, right? We buy a beautiful menorah, a beautiful esrog, and no lefana b'mitzvos. Zeh keli, this is my God, and I will beautify Him in mitzvos. And the third interpretation, which is Rashi brings down in three, v'lashon anvehu anivahu, aseh atzmo kimelto l'dabek b'dracha. V'anvehu is a compound word of two words, anivahu, I and Him. V'anvehu means, and I will become like Him. I will stick to Hashem's ways, and I will follow in His ways. Just like He is merciful, I will be merciful. Just like He is kind, I will be kind. Those are three interpretations of V'anvehu, and I'd like to, Mirz Hashem, today look at all three and see how we can glean insights into our lives from all three. That's issue number one. The second idea that I'd like to speak about, almost on a secondary level, is before Shemona Esrei, in describing the Yetziat Mitzrayim and the whole episodes and events that happened at the end of Kriyat Shema, we speak about Tilo Lekel Yon, Baruch Hu Mevarach, we praise Hashem, Moshe v'nei Yisrael Lachanu Shira. We describe how Moshe and Klal Yisrael sang Shira, the Simcha Rabbah, with great joy. V'amru kulam, mikamocha b'elim Hashem, mikamocha nadar b'kodesh, Shira chadasha shimchu geuli l'shimcha ufat hayam. We describe the great joy that Klal Yisrael sang in the Shira to Hashem. But the interesting thing is, when we look at the Shira itself, we don't see any mention of simcha, any mention of joy. So from where do our rabbis understand that the Shira was said b'simcha? Understandably, the most simple pshat is that it was said Baruch HaKodesh, and one does not receive Ruach HaKodesh unless one's in a state of simcha. Well accepted. But nevertheless, let's try to understand a little bit more deeply, where do we find the simcha in the Shira? And finally, as we noted, the Shabbos is called Shabbos Shira. I'd like to try to have a deeper understanding of what the Shabbos Shira is all about for each and every one of us in our lives. Before we even begin in trying to uncover and reveal the secrets that are found in each interpretation of V'anvehu, I'd like to begin with a general introduction, which I think is really fundamental and our whole understanding of our topic today. And that's a concept that the Siftei Chaim, Rav Chaim Friedlander, notes in source number 4. He says, Yesh li shol, madua yesh tzarich ba'anvehu, li'nod b'mitzvot v'olecha b'drachav k'dei litkarev v'lidabek b'Hashem yisparach. Harei b'amiras hashira kvar giu l'ruma ma'ala shari v'asagal b'emuna. Why is it even necessary to have the idea of Anvehu? When Klal Yisrael said, Zeh Keli, this is my God, they were able to point, Zeh is pointing. They reached such high levels of Emunah. Why is it then necessary to have that added extra step? I'll beautify him, I'll glorify him, I'll make him a base of mikdash. Is not Zeh Keli enough? This is my God. That awareness, that statement, isn't that sufficient? And explains the Siftei Chaim, Elam, source 5, Yisol Gadola Manuka. We learn here a fundamental principle. Shekol Asaga Ruchanit Shadam Mafsik Ubechol Derech Shehi Vafilu Madregot Hayonot Biyoter. Any awareness, any inspiration, any level that a